So we are in Italy in the little village of San Casciano. Just to give you a better idea of where we are, this is the Chianti region of Tuscany, and we are just south of Florence. And the little town of San Casciano has, well, been here for a very long time. The castle walls were finished in the second half of the 14th century, but the village itself has been here way longer than that. But we are not here to dive into the history of Italy. We are here, well, first and foremost, to turn a dream into a reality. It is a dream of mine, and not just mine, but my family's. And we'll get to more of that later, but we're also here to do some boat research.
So we have some really unique projects that we're working on, and unfortunately, at this stage, I can't tell you about them. I promise I will, because they're very exciting, but I can't right now. But what I can tell you is, we've been meeting with designers, engineers at Lippert, because the part that we want doesn't exist yet, and they think they can help us create it. For you? So if you watched our last video, then you know that Lippert makes a ton of products for both marine and RV. And if you've been following us for a really long time, you know we started off our first 6 years of travel in an RV traveling North America. So we've spent just as much time in a land yacht as we have on the sea. Sorry, gotta focus. Speed trap up here.
So naturally, if we want to explore by land, there is just no better way than an RV, and these bad boys are going to be our home on wheels for what will be no doubt the most epic family road trip we have ever done. All right, so here's the deal. My aunt and uncle, who are like my mom and dad, and you can watch this video if you want a little backstory, but they have always dreamed of coming to Italy, especially my uncle. It's just nonstop sending me YouTube videos of, you know, Tuscan vloggers and everything else. It's just been the dream trip. And between, like, you know, health issues and money and just life kind of takes you away, and then you just, you know, dreams never come true. So my uncle has recently had his second encounter with cancer. And it was one of those moments where I was just like, if we don't make this trip happen, it's never going to. So here we are, and my cousins and I have chipped in, bought them tickets. They're coming to Italy. My aunt and uncle, plus my cousins. It's gonna be a huge family trip in these two vans. There's gonna be 7 of us. How that's gonna work? Well, we'll find out. Let's take a tour of the vans. Now, you know you are in Europe when you have a manual van. Everything in the US would be automatic. I don't think I've ever seen manual. One may exist, but I have never seen it. So that's gonna be interesting. But good news is, in Italy, they drive on the right side of the road. So these are Lippert test vans, which is where they test out all of the things they make, like the screens and blinds and beds and pop-ups, which this pop-up is how we are going to be able to sleep 4 grown adults in this one tiny van. And this is the back seat / lounge hangout area, because we'll be able to turn these 2 chairs around and slide this table out so that we can all sit here and eat and hang out and catch up on our favorite YouTubes or entertainment. And speaking of entertainment, I have a recommendation for you if you want to get into the Florence vibes with us. It's Medici, which is a show on Netflix. Now, of course, they take some liberties when it comes to the historical facts, but it's entertaining and gives a general accuracy as to the power and influence that the Medici family had in politics and the artistic landscape of the Renaissance. Now, depending on where in the world you are, it may or may not show up for you on Netflix. And oddly enough, here in Italy, it does not. But thanks to our sponsor, Surfshark VPN, we can get around that pesky geo restriction. Because Surfshark is an app and web browser extension that lets us change our IP address to virtually place ourselves anywhere in the world so that we can unblock websites and content that we couldn't access otherwise. So we just place ourselves in the USA and ecco qua, we can watch Medici. But it's not just for getting around geo restrictions on Netflix. It works for all kinds of services like Venmo and YouTube. Ecuador is blocking YouTube live chat. Plus, it has a clean web feature, which means we can surf in a clean cyber ocean with no trackers, ads, malware, or phishing attempts. And it's been an invaluable tool for us as travelers. And right now, if you use our discount code WYNNS, you get 83% off plus 3 extra months for free. And if you're not sure if it's going to be a good tool for you, no worries. They offer a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there is no risk to try it out. Just click the link down in the description or scan the QR code that will be somewhere on this screen. But enough of entertainment for now. Let's get back to the tour, which this next part concerns me the most. The bathroom.
So what could you possibly be worried about in this big bathroom?
Yeah, that there's going to be 4 of us that are supposed to use this. But that's the beauty of campgrounds, right? Because then we won't be limited to just this one toilet and shower. The other van only sleeps 2, but it's quite swanky in there. But sleeps 4 people. 4 people can ride in this van.
In a van.
In a van. I mean, really. What more can you ask for? Okay, onto this side. We have all the basics like sink, stove, and refrigeration. So really, we've got everything we need. Next van? Yeah, is that, I mean...
Yeah.
You sleep, you eat, you drive. You occasionally use the bathroom in an emergency.
So this is our other camper. I think you would call this more of a camper. That's more of a van. Now technically they're all RVs, recreational vehicles. But this one has a couple cool features I want to show you. Real quick, I promise. All right, I'll start up front here. Automatic. So much easier. Is it? Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Huge panoramic sunroof thingy with a cover. This is absolutely gorgeous. It's like a Tesla. Huh? Except it's plastic. It's all about weight in Europe. They said if you have too much weight on one of these vans, then you have to have a special license. And it happens at like 5 kgs or something. No, I'm not.
Just put it on the screen.
So they try to keep all these vans under a certain weight so you don't have to have a special license to drive them. Okay. So
yeah, the screen situation is...
Yeah. The screen in both of these vans are really cool. Here we have a similar dinette, except with a nice little extension there. This one can obviously seat 1, 2, and 3.
4, 5.
I think this one spins around too, yeah. Got a sunroof here, but not a pop top on this one. This is by far the coolest wet bath I have ever seen. And I don't know if you can call it a wet bath because it's technically convertible. So you don't end up with a wet toilet when you're taking a shower.
Is it a wet head or a wet bath?
Wet head, I guess would be technical. Whatever. Look at this. Check it out. Come in here. Bathroom. Shower. Look at that. Huh?
It's a very spacious shower.
Very good shower for a small size camper van. And then I don't know how to say it in Italian, trompe de piage, the piece de resistance. That's probably French. A slide. It's not something they have in very many vans. They said in Italy, it's pretty common in Europe, and obviously in America, we have crazy slide outs everywhere. All right, I'm gonna put the slide out so you can see how awesome this bedroom is.
Huh? Nice shot. There you go. Give it to me.
Look at this. Very nice. This is a huge bed. It almost feels like a king-size bed. So, that's pretty much this van. I do have a couple TV mounts and everything they're testing, but everything else...
Same as in the other one?
Same as the other. Sink, stove, refrigeration. TV.
Yeah.
Voila.
Voila.
And lots of storage. Oh, and he giggled when he showed us this. This one has air conditioning.
Not very common in Europe.
No, it's pretty cool. Oh, we don't need it. It's spring in Tuscany. It's beautiful. Bellissimo. Mwah. I think that's it. As far as the van tour goes.
Yeah.
One more thing, I promise. That's it. Massive storage compartment. I mean, we could fit at least 10 people back here.
That's so many more family members.
That's the van. Camper van.
So that's just a quick peek at what will be our Italian Chariots, and you'll get to see them for real in action soon. But for now, I want to take you back in time to a couple of days ago when we first got here, and they gave us a tour of the factory where they make a lot of the parts that go in these campers. And when in Italy, everything starts with espresso.
Not every day. Every morning, every week.
So, every morning, every evening,
Yeah, every occasion.
every hour. This is my favorite part about Italy. This is like the most massive espresso machine I've ever seen. So, right?
Yes, then you take one from here. No, you look at this and then you go there.
Yeah. So I'll go Brazil.
If you want to pay, it's there. Otherwise,
Oh yeah, we don't want to pay. What am I drinking? Ristretto.
Ristretto, the strong one.
Oh great, strong.
Oh, a real short one.
Of course.
That's the Italian way.
Of course, they gave me the strongest one ever. I wanted like a light Brazil, and they're like, no, Ristretto, you're in Italy.
You have to do the whole experience. No shortcuts.
No.
This one's the best. Cheers, guys. Oh, cream-filled croissant. Yum.
Here at this factory, they make windows, TV brackets, pop-up tents, mounts, doors, steps, and probably more. And when I say doors and steps, we're talking fancy doors with electric locks and auto-retracting steps. Now this is where robots and humans come together for precision and quality control.
Troppo, così mi chiamano.
The machines bend, laser cut, stamp, and injection mold all the little components. Running theme of trying to waste nothing, and this is just another example of it, which is where if they have anything that comes out of the injection mold that's not perfect, it doesn't get wasted. They put it in a chipper, chip it up, and then they can just put it right back into the machine and remake it into more product. It's cool. So I am surrounded by iron molds, which are all the different molds for the injection molding machines. And they have each part. So this huge thing makes this piece of plastic right here. And the ones that are in the back here, you can see the bigger ones, those weigh more than a car, like 6 tons worth of iron sitting there, which is why they have to have this huge crane to be able to lift them up and take it to the machine to swap them out when they get ready to print that part.
But it takes a team of humans to program, supervise, glue, screw, and assemble.
Is that rain I sense in the air? So this is the rain bay, and they're getting ready to test this pop top. What they're doing is looking for leaks in the canvas or any of the seams or seals. And that's just here in San Casciano, because down the road, we have made our way to Pontedera, probably butchering that, but it is about 25 minutes away from Pisa, as in the Leaning Tower of Pisa. And no, it is not made of pizza. We will see that later on an upcoming trip.
We make all the milling work.
Here, they have a whole other factory with huge roto-molders for all the waste and freshwater tanks.
These are all the molds for all the different types of tanks that they make. It's like, he called it the graveyard. It looks like a graveyard. It's neat.
And this is where they make all the bed frames for marine and RV. And let me tell you, they have a bed for any space.
This aluminum bed is designed for the cruise ship. It's completely aluminum made, from the bed frame to the slats. Gives final weight of the bed a real advantage. So you can save more than 5 pounds per bed compared to a standard steel beds.
And he was telling us that they built them out of wood and they'd have to replace them every 7 years. The whole bed frame.
You do not.
Yeah, it's less waste, it weighs less, and it saves them money in the long run, maybe not up front, but
correct.
It's our first marine bed that we see. See how heavy it is.
And it's huge.
Yeah. That's what she said.
But one thing that totally took me by surprise, and I have to point out, is their inventory system.
I can't help but think about how this is probably going to be somewhere in our future for shopping. Imagine going to like a grocery store or a Costco, an IKEA, anywhere really. They punch into the computer what part they're looking for, and this system kind of goes in and grabs it. So whatever it is that you need, whatever part number, imagine saying I want 3 apples, I want 2 oranges. I would like an IKEA chair, and it's just gonna pop right down. But it's vertical storage, so you can fit so much more in one space. And then of course you never have to worry about getting the wrong part because it's all already sorted for you.
It's amazing how much they manufacture just right here in Italy. I mean, that does not even include the European factories. And I thought it was pretty impressive. I don't know about you, but what's gonna be really impressive? If we can manage driving these 2 vans through Italy without getting a bunch of tickets or a bunch of scratches. That would be impressive. We are gonna go find a place to park these bad boys, go pick up the family from the airport, and, well, there's a big medieval festival coming up in San Casciano. That should be pretty neat. So, stay tuned. See you next Sunday. Right?
Right? Oh no.
This one's Emmanuel, hold on. Don't turn off the camera.